Hey guys, it's Lee again. My Miltoniopsis are still in bloom. These two plants have opened up their flowers lately. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview about my two plants. It's the Herr Alexander. I guess I'm not detecting any fragrance as of now. As you can see, one of them is kept in full water culture. It's not very pretty. It's kind of messy. You have these algae, but it does work for this plant. So what I did, I just, how do I do full water culture with Miltoniopsis? Is I just bought it, I think that was a year and a half ago, I don't remember, and I unpotted it and put it into water straight away. When I say water, it's not normal tap water, it's reverse osmosis water, and I kept the ppm at about 17, very low, and gave it some light, artificial light, that is, and it worked. It didn't actually have that many problems with getting adjusted to this method of keeping it. It grew quite some roots, as you can see. There's already moss growing. It's not very beautiful, but it's, for me, it is a very easy way of keeping Miltoniopsis, because like everybody has enough of stress, right? Nobody needs more stress. So for me, it was the easiest way. So you just add some water whenever the water level goes lower. So yeah, it obviously works. And the other part is a community part. I know you should do it, but I was hoping for a nice, huge bloom. So when a local grocery store had Miltoniopsis in sale for only $2.99 each, I went ahead and bought 3 of these Herr Alexander and put them all in one pot. As you can see, this has been not growing too well. The reason for that is that I kept it in the living room without much humidity. You can see the leaves are all wrinkled, and I didn't have much light, just until, as I said, until recently I put an artificial light above it. But still, I was quite surprised. It bloomed. The new growth that came out did produce 1 flower spike, and that gave me 3 flowers, and there's another flower spike at another plant, which I'm not seeing right now. What I'm quite surprised about is that this plant, although the plant wasn't doing too well, the new growth are rather small, didn't have enough light, didn't have enough humidity, the blooms were rather large, as compared to this one in full water culture. But then, I don't know, it's a different plant, it's not the same genes, you know. I don't think I can draw the conclusion that full water culture gives you the smaller blooms and flowers, as opposed to keeping them in sphagnum moss and bark. By the way, as I said, sphagnum moss, bark, this is how I'm keeping it. I use the same water for the full water culture and for the culture in bark and sphagnum moss. This pot, I can't get it out at this moment, it's too heavy. It has a little reservoir at the bottom, and So it's easy, again, it's easier for me to keep it that way. So let's see if I can get it out. Ugh. All right, okay. So I put all three plants, all three Miltoniopsis in, I think it's called orchid pot, I don't know. I drilled some holes in it. I think everybody does it. I think Miss Orchid Girl, in her YouTube videos, she suggested it. I think it's a good thing. Yeah, and as we can see, some roots have grown. That's quite promising, I guess. And at the bottom of the pot, I have this tip from Miss Orchid Girl. I attached some of these, I don't know what you call them. It's actually in the middle of the candles. You used to, I don't know the word, whatever. This is in the middle of the candles that you usually light up. All right, and it's inorganic. So, and this wicks up the water from the bottom of this pot, because the orchid pot doesn't reach the bottom of the decorative pot, so I have a little reservoir at the bottom, which is again easier for me. All I have to do is just pour some water, like every now and then whenever the surface gets dry, I pour some water into the pot, and again the ppm is about 17, not very high. I'm wondering if I should go higher, but then a friend of mine, he said when he put the ppm to 50, he noticed his roots got burned. So I'm very reluctant to go higher than that. I might try and go up to 30. We'll see. But as of now, I'm quite surprised that how this plant is doing at all, given the bad circumstances with the lack of light and the lack of humidity. We'll see how it develops in the coming year. All right, have a great Friday and a great weekend. Bye.